Christo's pregame coaches report. Marist getting ready to take on Rider down in Lawrenceville. Foxes playing the Bronx for the second time this season, putting an unblemished 8-0 MAAC record on the line alongside Brian Giorgis, Marist head coach. My name is Geoff Brault, and you're listening to the Christo's pregame coaches report, brought to you as always by Christo's Restaurant, located next to the McCann Golf Course in Poughkeepsie. Christo's is your home for fine dining and catering. Coach, team faced a very tough test from the Loyola Greyhounds, second best team in the MAAC in terms of record in their last game. Built up a 20-point first half lead, and then in the second half, Loyola whittled it down to 7. Talk to me about the difference between the first half and the second half, and why the Greyhounds were able to come back in the game.
Basically, they shot lights out. You know, when I went and watched the film, you know, the kids were ready for me to grill them after, and you really had to tip your hat as how well Loyola played in that. Now, offensively, we did some things I thought that were uncharacteristic. We missed some layups. We made some bad decisions by some of the second-line kids as far as turnovers and stuff. And they played real hard defensively. But they were making incredible perimeter shots. I mean, with hands in their face and stuff. DiClemente and Tolly just did a great job. You know, but still, it's a 40-minute game, and you know, our kids were able to prevail. So I was glad it was tight down the stretch. You know, we need tight games because it's not going to keep being like it is. When you start facing people a second time around, like with Ryder and stuff, you know, chances are they're going to have adjustments that you're going to have to react to. So, again, for the most part, I was pleased, other than our execution and, you know, that we missed shots and they hit shot lights out.
You know, you talk about Loyola making shots, going on a run. Really, for the first time during the MAAC schedule, another team gave you a punch in the mouth, and the team had to hang on and was faced with some adversity. What are the positives that the team can take out of having that experience in a MAAC game?
Well, the positives is that it's not going to be that easy. You know, like I said, I've never had a team, you know, in the 9 years here where we've just run through everything and not had a tough game, you know, or a close game or whatever. So, and this was the closest game, and we still won by 10 points. We need to shoot free throws better down the stretch, which we didn't do in that game. But for the most part, we took care of the ball when the first group was back in. And, you know, if people are going to shoot like that, sometimes you just got to tip your cap and, you know, and say, wow, great job. So, like I said, we shot 40% for the game. I was fine. They shot 51% in the second half, and I don't know what it was in the last 10 minutes, but it was great. So, hey, that's why they've been the second best team in the league. Their only losses are to us. So, you know, the positive is we still won a game by 10 points against a team that's very, very good, and that we're not, you know, 20 points better than they are. You know, we happen to play a half that way.
Big reason the team got out to a big first half lead is because of Erica Allensbach, who finished the game shooting 9 of 10, continuing her absolutely stellar play as of late. Talk to me about what you're seeing from your player of the year and what she means to this team's success up to this point.
Well, she's shown that, you know, why she was picked preseason player of the year. And again, there's a lot of people playing great basketball now, you know, including Abby Wentworth, Sherelle Moore, you know, any of the 3 Loyola guards. But there's been no more a complete player. I mean, I think she's in the top 10 in more stats than anybody. And, you know, she's just done it all for us within a team framework and with, you know, really not playing as many minutes as some of those other people. So as far as efficiency, there's been no one more efficient that I've seen in the history of the MAAC. Because it's not like she's taking 16, 18 shots, what she's averaging in here. That's just not her thing.
Team's getting their second look at the Rider Bronx this evening. You know, you look at Rider on paper, 2-17. Those 2 wins are MAAC wins. In fact, they've won 2 of their last 5 conference games. But before that Loyola game, Rider was probably the team that gave you the toughest test in terms of MAAC competition in the opener, game that Marist went on to win by 16. The Bronx, you know, their record looks ugly, but this is a team with their inside presence can be very dangerous.
They can, and a lot of it depends on what they do on the perimeter. You know, if you let Allie Heller get off, you know, she only leads the country in 3-point shooting. So we've got to make sure that when she catches the ball, you know, we're like white on rice. We've got to make her put it on the floor and do something else, whether it be take it to the basket. And we can't follow it because she's a great free throw shooter. You know, their inside post people are young and they're talented. And we've got to be able to do that. But if there are other kids, if Lightbourne has a great shooting game, you know, if Dior Brown has a great shooting game, and, you know, then you're in trouble. You know, and they're playing on their home court, and we've had some interesting games with them over the past couple of years. I mean, we didn't have Erica last year, I think, down there, but we've had some interesting games, and this is that ultimate trap game between Loyola and Siena that we've got to be ready to go. And we've had good practices leading up to it, so hopefully we play the way we're capable.
Marist head coach Brian Giorgis, the guest on the Christos pregame coaches report. As always, thanks for the time and good luck against the Browns.
Thank you, Jeff.
We've got more to come after this. Julianne Biani's coming up next, so stay tuned. You're listening to Marist Women's Basketball from GoRedFoxes.com.
Sure you want to hand